Good afternoon. This video will be about finding the solution of a system of linear equations using three different methods: graphing, substitution, and elimination. Watch carefully. We're going to be using the same for all three. And there's going to be a lot of different algebra going on in here. All algebra that you should know up to this point. So let's get to it. The first one is to graph these two. Now, we can't look at that and be like, okay, the y-intercept is this, the slope is that. We need to put these into slope-intercept form before we can graph. So in order to do that, we need to solve for y for both equations. So I'm going to rewrite the equation. And now I'm going to use algebra, subtract with the 4x from both sides. I'm going to divide by a -3. And I'm going to get this, which is not very kind, having a decimal like that. Or a fraction, but it's okay. It's not the end of the world. All right, and now let's go ahead and graph that. Let's go ahead and graph it. So let me get our lines here, x and y. Not very straight, but still not very straight. Not gonna be perfect, which might cause problems, but we'll do our best. Okay, so let me try this marker here. Our y-intercept is a -8 divided by 3. 3 goes in 8 like 2.66666 times, so it's like a -2.7. -2.7, so it's roughly right there. And then our slope is 4, 3. So we're going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, and over 3. Okay, we're going to go ahead and graph this. And I'm just going to freehand pull that down there. There we go. Okay. Next, we have equation 2. So let's find y for equation 2. Rewrite your equation on paper first. You always do that. Now I'm going to subtract 5x, and I'm left with the -2y, -5x minus 11. I'm going to divide by -2 on both sides. Now I have y all alone. And that was my objective there. 11 divided by 2 is 5.5. I'm going to write it in decimal form. Okay, so let's graph it. Y-intercept, 5.5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5 on the y with the slope of 5 over 2. Now we'll be going up 5 and over to the right 2. But that's going to go off my graph. 5 over 2, you guys, is the same as a -5 over a -2. So I can go down 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and to the left 2. And if I was perfect at drawing this, it would hit at the -7, -12. If I was like doing this like really nice, everything's even and perfect. But my solution would be -7, -12. Now you're not going to have problems that are this complicated to graph like this. But I wanted to show you a difficult one so you can see it and get some practice. So when you do the easier ones, they're going to be super easy. Next is substitution. We need to solve for one of these variables in one of these equations, plug in that expression into the other equation and solve. Once again, I'm going to solve for y for the first equation. I already did it over there, so it should be pretty simple. I'm going to divide by -3 on both sides. Might as well just show it to you. So we have y equals 4 3x minus 8 over 3. I'm going to plug this in to this other equation here. Okay? So I'm going to write down my equation and now plug in my expression that I solved for y. So we're going to multiply 4 3x minus 8 over 3 equals -11. Now this looks weird, right? Because there's a bunch of fractions, but it's doable. You can do it. Just take your time, think about